Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Good evening and welcome to the Poliscope on Dominion Television, Ibadan. The platform where politics, governance, and people's welfare are put under the microscope. I am your host, Samson Balogun, and tonight we bring you a double-barrel edition that speaks to two areas of earth of the state's development, healthcare and politics. PDP versus opposition shaping the political landscape in Oyo State. Politics in Oyo State has always been vibrant, with its pride and ripple effect influencing both governance and grassroots mobilization. The ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, currently holds sway in the state. But opposition parties are repositioning themselves for relevance ahead of the next electoral cycle, from internal party congresses to shifting alliances and the voice of the people on governance. The battle for influence continues to shape the state's political trajectory. To help us make sense of these dynamics is Honorable Yinka Afolabi, leader of the New Nigeria.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Good evening and welcome to the Poliscope on Dominion Television, Ibadan. The platform where politics, governance, and people's welfare are put under the microscope. I am your host, Samson Balogun, and tonight we bring you a double-barrel edition that speaks to two areas of the health of Oyo State's development, healthcare and politics. PDP versus opposition, shaping the political landscape of Oyo State. Politics in Oyo State has always been vibrant, with its ripple effect influencing both governance and grassroots mobilization. The ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, currently holds sway in the state, but opposition parties are repositioning themselves for relevance ahead of the next electoral cycle. from internal party congresses to shifting alliances and the voice of the people on governance. The battle for influence continues to shape the state's political trajectory. And to help us make sense of these dynamics is Honorable Dr. Yinka Folahon. He's the leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in Oyo State. Former SDP chairman and a respected author, historian, researcher, and public affairs analyst. He will unpack the strategies, challenges, and opportunities for opposition politics in Oyo State. Thank you for joining us. Honorable Yinka Folahon, good to have you in the studio.
Good evening.
This will be the second time I will be having you on my show.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot to talk about. You have a long history when it comes to leadership in politics in Oyo State. You were once of the SDP, now of the NNPP. When you look at the political trajectory in Oyo State as we speak, how does it favor the opposition?
Well, let us start from the new Olubadan of Ibadan. I think we have to give him the recognition.
Right.
Baba is a prominent politician, and he got to the peak of Olubadan.
Former senator,
former senator, former governor, party leader. So I want to use this opportunity to congratulate him, and we are hoping that on Friday.
Friday is almost here.
Yeah, it's almost there.
How's your
Everybody
political party preparing for that?
Yeah, almost all the political leaders will be there on Friday.
Right.
Kwakwanso will be on seat, and Atiku will be on seat.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to be there.
Of course, he's going to be the chairman of the occasion. So everybody will be there. So it's going to be great. We are waiting.
Friday is almost here.
We're
Now let's talk politics. The PDP holds sway in Oyo State. How does the current political landscape in Oyo State favor opposition parties ahead of the next election?
Well, if we look at it logistically, because the power at the top is APC, it is an opportunity and it is a privilege for them to do well in any state. Because the national power is there is more than enough money to push in if it requires money. If it is logistic, the national has the money to feed the habit. So that is why it's going to be a bit difficult for PDP in Oyo State. Are they being the PDP happens to produce the president, it will not be very difficult for them.
But the PDP is not broke.
They have
a sitting governor.
It's not about money this time around. It's about the
influence.
Power, the influence, the opportunities. So it's going to be bottleneck, but I think it's going to be very hard for PDP because it's not the ruling party at the national. Okay,
in your opinion, what has been the core strength of the PDP in maintaining dominance in Oyo State? It's been 6 years of Governor Seyi Makinde's administration, and it doesn't look like he's backing down. He most likely would unpick his successor. Do you see him also maintaining that?
Well, if the history will repeat itself, I think Ajimabi was there for 8 years.
Right.
And he was able to put the party structure in place because the number of followers when he was the governor in Oyo State was growing every day because he made certain amount of money. He marked it out for all the local governments to maintain the party structure in the ward, in the local government, and in the state. And peradventure, when it comes to the gubernatorial, he failed. When it comes for him to win the senatorial seat, he lost. So we cannot jump into conclusion that because PDP is in power.
Is that a precedent to reckon with?
I'm just using that as a precedent, that it's not an automatic for PDP to dominate Oyo State. And remember, when Ajimabi was there, we still have the president who happens to be the APC. And this time around, we have the president under the leadership of APC, and we have the state governor under the leadership of PDP. So it's not going to be easy.
Some say opposition parties in Oyo State have been struggling and unable to form a united front ahead of the next election to tackle the PDP. How true is that?
Well, when we look at APC in Oyo State, it's divided into three. We have the Penkeles, we have Ajimabi's wife, and we have senator.
So the Senacos are still there.
So it means that if they want to do anything reasonable in Oyo State, 3 of them have to come together to form an alliance. So if Penkele wants to contest for gubernatorial, he has to go and beg Tessie that I am sorry for what I did when you contested for gubernatorial.
And
I have to
move
leave
to
the
another
party,
political party.
move to another political party. I am in this sorry, I need your support. If he says yes, I am ready to support him, it's a plus for him. He has to go to Ajimobi's wife too to seek for support. They are in one house and the house is not divided, it's going to be easy for them because the like of Penkele is very strong. People are anticipating that he's going to be the next governor. I've seen people that apprehend that he is going to be the next governor because when they look at the track of things, because in politics it's a game of time, we have believed that he's going to be the next governor. But with the trend of things, with the last election, they did in Ibadan North, they lost.
Scandalously.
It shows that they are not strong in the state as well. So if they want to win the gubernatorial, they have work to do. But I'm not going to downplay it because we have strong politicians in Oyo State. If we have senators being occupied by APC, it means that Oyo State is not for PDP per se. Because we have 3 senators working for them in Abuja. So Sarafatu Ali is a grassroots politician.
Right.
He's experienced when it comes to politics.
Former chief of staff.
Former chief of staff.
Olubadan designate.
Odua chairman is in the line of Olubadan. When you visit him, you see thousands of people waiting to talk to him. It means that he's strong. He cannot be ruled out.
At the grassroots level.
And Hussein is doing his own too in APC. It's not that the APC are not having credible candidates. So we should take those things into notice.
How difficult will it be for the APC to present a candidate and still make other aspirants stay in the party?
Well, that is going to be difficult. It's easier for PDP because Engineer Seyi Makinde is going to dictate who is going to be the next gubernatorial candidate in Oyo State. And he uses wisdom when he wants to present a candidate for by-election. And they have more than 7 people that wanted to contest.
The rest were compensated.
Don't worry,
Kazim Adeni Adeyinka Bibiri was given the position where Don left.
Yes.
Deputy chief of staff to the governor. And so many other ones were given responsibilities.
He is the chairman of Shooting Star. So he gave them different responsibility because he has the basket. He has many things in the basket that he can distribute just to make sure that everybody that comes around will support the candidate that he marks for gubernatorial. So it means that on the side of PDP, they have one leader, which is Seyi Makinde, and he is so powerful. And he has what it takes to dictate for the people in the PDP because he has the structure as the sitting governor. But for APC, the problem I envisage is if they pick someone, the other party may not be happy.
Right.
That is why when you see Engineer Sanusi, there was a time he said he wants to be the governor. He got to a stage, he said no, he's going to withdraw his intention, he's not ready to be the governor. But I know he's coming back. He's just looking for a suitable party.
Was it bullish to silence?
Not really, because the problem is if you don't contest in a prominent party, I would say 2 political parties and others.
But he's currently a member of the PDP.
He's a member.
Will he be booted out eventually?
I cannot say precisely that he's a member of PDP because I don't think he has a card as a member of PDP. He has not identified himself to any political party. He's a loner. He's working, he's strategizing, he's looking for a platform that is ready to accept.
And he's busy gathering grassroots support.
Yeah, he has done well over the years. I think he has been supporting the Magajis in Ibadan land or the Bales in Ibadan land. And he has a recreation center that thousands of people visit every year. And I know the rate of returns in the investment is not it's nothing to write home. He did that just to make sure that he provide infrastructure for your state. That is a landmark for him, and it's a golden opportunity.
Now, let's digress a little bit. Some say that some Ibadan billionaires are out there in foreign countries. Some are clamoring for them to come back, especially the Olubadan designate, Obarashidi Adewodu Ladoja, that they should come back home and invest. Are you one of those who believe in that school of thought?
Well, presently, Nigeria is conducive because business exists in a dynamic environment that is social, that is logical, that is secure. Forget about what Olubadan said. Nigeria has a business potential for anybody that wants to invest, because you can cut corners in Nigeria, and the wages they give to workers in Nigeria is like when you use banana as wages, you hire monkeys, and you can cut the tax, you can employ people. That is why China is prominent in their businesses, because they don't really pay. Most of the production in China, they sell it in Europe and in North America, because the labor is cheap in China. So in lieu of that, I think Nigeria is comfortable for anybody.
All right. What is the unique role the NNPP in positioning the state ahead of the next election?
Well, NNPP is a party that has a credible. And I don't know how to put this, but what I'm trying to say...
Is NNPP a national party?
It's a national party, because we have
structures across all 36 states.
Yes, we have governors, we have senators, we have 16 federal rep. It makes us number 3 party in Nigeria.
That's why your political party was not registered by INEC.
Yes, because it's a party that cut across all the states in Nigeria. If we can produce 2 senators, 14 federal rep, 43 House of Assemblies, 1 speaker, 1 governor, it's a big party. What we need is, we are just trying to look at what Kwankwanso has in stock for all the members. Because when you look at the quality of Kwankwanso, when you look at his credentials, Kwankwanso has masters, he's a graduate, he was a governor, he was a minister 2 times, and he acted in several capacities. So he has weight of experience, he has all what it takes to become the president in Nigeria, because he has weight of experience. So Kwankwanso is someone that can be allowed to rule. And we are working on the logistic. I know he has been discussing with few people on how he's going to emerge come 2027 for presidential election. And we are hoping for the best.
All right.
The people in the north, they are right behind him.
With your experience in history, as an historian, do you think the past will influence the future when it comes to contest in Oyo State?
Well, it is logical and it's difficult to come into conclusion with that your statement. But Oyo State is historical, and the politics in Oyo State is different from politics in other states. That is why, especially Ibadan politics. I was listening to some people a few days ago. They even have a slogan, Okeogun Lokan. They have the cap, they gathered all the people in Okeogun, Ogbomoso, Ibarapa. They came together, they said, this time around, we are not going to allow an average Ibadan man to become the governor. And I just told them, I was laughing. I said, the 13 local governments we have in Ibadan is bigger than all the votes they are bringing from Okeogun. And for someone that is not an Ibadan indigent to become the governor, it's going to be very difficult for now. I told them, okay, mention 2 people or 1 that can come out, come next election to contest for gubernatorial that you think he can win. Now in Ibadan, we have Kwenkele. He has all what it takes. We have Teslim. He has all what it takes. We have Ilaji. He has all what it takes. I've given them 3 examples. So that is why...
Chief Adegoke too?
No. Well, I will not discuss that, because
suicide
is a gradual process. It's just an awareness. It's not something that will come one day. When you mention the name now, when you go to Google, you mention the name, it looks so strange to them. So it's going to be very hard to bring a new person into Oyo State politics. it's going to be very, very hard.
Very hard.
Very hard.
Are you saying nobody can come out of the blue and become Oyo State governor?
It's not going to be possible.
Now, if you look at the candidates we currently have, aspirants, most likely are going to be aspirants that we currently have in Oyo State. With the Minister of Power, Teslim Folari, a former senator, they have all been somewhere before. Are we going to one day have someone who has not been to any political position ruling in Oyo State, just like Governor Seyi Makinde?
And Seyi Makinde started for so many years before he became the governor. He
was a member of the NPP.
Yes, he was in SDP. He left SDP for PDP before he won the election. He contested for senatorial and he lost. And he has been spending recklessly for 11 years just to gain recognition. So you cannot say Seyi Makinde just emerged one day to become the governor. No, he played the part he needs to play to become the governor.
If you look at the current situation, you used the word spending recklessly. When will it end in Nigeria, where you have to spend so much to win an election? Will there ever be a time when we won't have expensive politics in Nigeria?
Well, there's one thing we should understand about life is you can't rule out culture. Our great-grandfather, when they wake up in the morning among the rich, there is a drummer that will come to their doorstep to beat drum for them every morning. And he has to dole out money to those drummers. The culture in Yoruba land requires money. And if God wants to make you a leader, the first thing God will do for you is to bless you. Because when you give someone money, he becomes your slave. And when you spend money, before you know it, people will fall in love with you. So it is practically everywhere, even in Western world. That is why if anybody wants to become the president, he will have a forum, just people to donate money, because you will need money for logistics. So if you are a poor man, you cannot feed the habit.
A poor man is not fit for the Nigerian politics?
Not anywhere in the world.
All right,
when you look at the history of the president in America, you will discover that they attended the best school in US. Before you can go to Oxford in UK, before you can go to Yale in America, before you can go to Harvard, you will see the lines of the people that have become the president in America. They attended one of the best schools in the US. It means that their father is not poor. You need money when you want to come into politics because you want to feed thousands of people. You want to influence thousands of people's opinion, and this will require money. So now, politics and money, they come together.
Beyond party politics, what are the major governance issues you think opposition parties should rally around to win public trust?
In Oyo State or in Nigeria?
In Oyo State.
Well, in the last interview, someone interviewed me. He said, okay, if I want to criticize Seyi Makinde, what do you think he has not done? Peradventure, you have the opportunity to be the governor.
I was still coming to that.
What will you do differently? I said, well, if you want to criticize Seyi Makinde, it's going to be very hard for people to listen to you. Because when you look around in Ibadan, you see all the roads, you see the light at night, salaries are being paid that as when due, and pensioners receive their salaries. The only area I think he needs to work on is the area of age. If he can say, okay, from age 0 to 11, if you go to the hospital, you don't need to pay. If you are between the age of 70 to 90, you don't need to pay if you go to the hospital for treatment. I think that is the only area we can work on. But when you look at other things, I think he has done well.
Now, let's talk about the relationship between political parties and, of course, federal and state government. Do you think there is synergy between state government in Oyo State and most definitely the federal government?
Well, the introduction of local government autonomy make it so difficult for the governor to spend money the way they used to spend it in the past. Because it was difficult for few governors to accept it, that, okay, we will not be in charge of the money for the local government because they have been spending it over the years and they are used to using local government money for whatever the project they want to do. But now the federal government says local government is to bring government closer to the people. That is the reason for the creation. Now, if you want the local government chairman to achieve the aims and objectives for the creation of the local government, it means that you have to give them the power to spend the allocation that comes directly from the national. And I think the governors, they are playing around it because it got to a stage, Bola Tinubu said, okay, he will have to bring in an internal auditor to audit their accounts. He wants to know how the local government spend their money. So in that aspect, the state governors are trying to be careful. They don't want to eat deep into their income. And they now advise them, okay, let us do it this way, let us do it that way. That is why in most cases when you criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, people will always tell you, why don't you go back to your governors?
Ask your governors questions.
Ask them questions. Because the allocation they have received in the last 1.5 years can even do more than what they have done. But the governors we have during Bola Tinubu period are extremely lucky because the money they got from subsidy are being plugged back into the state. But unfortunately, we praise them that they are doing well.
Some governors are still taking loans.
I think it is the greed that makes them to ask for loan. It is the money from the federal government
5% increase
is enough. But the problem is they have spent so much money to get to that office, and they will need the money to repay back the loan. So, but when we look at the federal government budget, I think it is more than enough. But the federal government is doing double standard as well because the federal government needs to check them that no state should ask for loan from any bank. Because most of the governors, when they are about to complete their tenure, maybe the second term, they will go to the bank, they ask for loan to do so many projects. They will use the name of the state to get the loan. At the end of the day, when they leave the office,
it will be siphoned.
It will be siphoned, and the new governor will not be crying for money. Look at what the governor that took over from Obi said. He said when the governor that left before Obi became the governor, he said he left billions of dollars in government cover. And when Obi was leaving, he spent practically everything. He left the government purse empty. So those are the challenges we are facing in Nigeria. And the president needs to look at that. And they need to, I keep saying this, I don't know why they give governor that power that they cannot be checked.
There's immunity.
If they remove the immunity, I think they would be serious. If a governor can be arrested.
Do you think the Federal House of Assembly will have the liberty to remove immunity from governors? Most of them end up becoming governors.
Yeah, that is why we're having problem. If they can remove the immunity, the governor will be careful because it will be check and balances. While you are in government, you can be invited by EFCC or by the police to explain how you spend some money. If we have those in places, they will be careful. I think that should be the next step we need to take in Nigeria to curb the governors. Because when they become the governor, they become the almighty. They know for that period, they cannot be checked. And that is why when most of them wants to leave the office, they always look for replacement. Someone that cannot ask questions.
Who will be planted.
Who will be planted. Once you plant a governor, he cannot ask you, Oga, how did you spend this money? Whatever you meet, you manage it.
All right, very quickly, let me ask you this question before we end this segment of the show. Do you foresee possibilities of coalition between some opposition parties to tackle the PDP ahead of the next election in Oyo State?
In Oyo State. Well, it is very, very, very likely. It depends on the candidate the PDP presents. If they present a candidate that the opposition believes that he can deliver, they can decide not to do that. The candidate will determine whether there will be coalition or not. And it's going to be very hard. The only parties that can get, the few parties that can get credible candidates are just 4 in Oyo State. PDP, APC, NNPP, and ADC.
Your party is there?
Our party is there because it's a very strong party.
Do you foresee members of the PDP leaving for the ADC?
Well, the gubernatorial candidate will determine whether they will leave.
Now, we have seen situations where governors laud their preferred candidates over party members. Do you see that happening in Oyo State? And if that happens, do you see some members of the PDP calling the bluff of the governor?
Well, you know, Seyi Makinde has eaten so deep into the mind of many people in Oyo State. Whatever he says is likely going to be the final. People will not challenge his authority because it's going to be very hard for you to challenge the opportunities. When they look at what he has done so far, not looking at how much the federal government is giving to each governor every month, it will not be challenged. So whatever the candidate Seyi Makinde presents, the PDP will not be able to challenge him. But it will be an added advantage for other political parties to win in Oyo State. Before
we go, what would you say to opposition parties who feel delusioned about the current situation of politics in Oyo State and possible coalitions?
Who are the oppositions?
The PDP is the main party. Your party is one of the opposition parties in Oyo State.
It is not a challenge for any political party. The candidate will determine whether there will be coalition or not. Let us see the candidate or the political party will present. If they present a credible candidate, people can walk around it. The same thing happened for Seyi Makinde to emerge as the governor at the first time. And the second time too, some people came together. Almost all the political parties in Oyo State, except APC, came together to support him to win the election. So the candidate will determine.
Now, let me put you on the spot before you go, Honorable Yinka Folahan. Do you think your political party is strong enough to fight for the 2027 general election?
Of course, yes. It is the candidate that will determine whether the party is strong or not.
Do you have someone in mind?
I cannot say precisely that we have someone in mind because it's an open market. It's too early.
Someone else might still come.
We have
stronger than who you
we
are.
have thousands of people that are willing to contest under the platform of NNPP. I can mention 4 or 5. So it is the candidate that will determine whether the party is strong or not.
So you mentioned their names.
Well, I don't want to mention their names.
You don't want to mention their names?
I don't want to mention
You want to put your hair card close to your chest?
Yes, because if we mention their name, they will feel threatened. Because when anybody comes that he wants to be the gubernatorial candidate in any party, he wants to be the sole person that will manage the party. But when you start mentioning names, they will think, okay, maybe this party will not give me the ticket at the end of the day. So they start jumping. So we have more than 7 people waiting now to contest because they know the credibility of the party, NNPP.
I will still bring you back to talk about this very soon. Honorable Yinka Folahan, thank you for joining me on the show this evening.
You're welcome.
It has been a wonderful session with you.
Thank you.
And I would love to have this conversation with you one more time.
Okay.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Now we say thank you for being a part of the show so far. Do well to link up with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can also link up with us on our new YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel, watch us live, and drop your comments. Also link up with us on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. Now let's go on a quick break. When we return, the Poliscope continues.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still the Poliscope on Dominion Television. Now, I have my guest in the studio with me this evening. And the topic is strengthening healthcare system through swap. And of course, what we have here, Mami, as the innovative pathways to reducing maternal and newborn mortality in Oyo State. Maternal and newborn mortality remains one of the most pressing public health challenges across Nigeria. In Oyo State, efforts are being made to not only save lives, but also transform the health system into a coordinated and sustainable model. At the center of this effort is the sector-wide approach, SWAP, a strategy that brings together government, development partners, and communities to align resources and actions through MAMI, the Maternal and Newborn Mortality Reduction Innovation and Initiatives. The state is charting innovative pathways to address preventable deaths among mothers and babies. Tonight, we'll explore how this system works, its impact so far, and the vision for the future with our guest, Dr. Oluwatomishi Adiagbo, the State Coordinator, Oyo State SWAP Coordination Office. Thank you for joining us again, Dr. Oluwatomishi Adiagbo. Good to have you here.
Good evening. I'm glad to be here.
It will be a wonderful session, and we are going to talk about a lot of things. When we talk about SWAP, what does SWAP mean?
Yes, SWAP is just an abbreviation of the sector-wide approach. And this is an health system framework essentially to strengthen the health system. And this approach has been used globally. Currently, about 23 countries have adopted SWAP.
Including Nigeria.
Including Nigeria. Actually, recently, Nigeria joined the train. precisely in 2023, during the when this administration at the federal level came on board. And as a matter of fact, we can say SWAP is just, in terms of implementation, it's just a year, because a year was used to draft and make some
the framework.
Framework. But you know, I could remember precisely August last year, that was when the Federal Ministry of Health requested that all states should have an officer that will pilot the sector-wide approach in their state. So precisely August this year, it became a year that we came on board. And like I used to say, Nigeria has tried a lot of reforms, going back to even before the Alma Ata Declaration in 1978. Nigeria has came with a template as far back as 1965. And you know, we've been journeying through this, the basic health scheme that spans to the 80s, the expanded planning on immunization, the national health insurance that came on in 2005. And you know, it kept evolving until in 2014, Nigeria witnessed a major breakthrough or landmark in the health sector. And that was, well, for the first time, there was a bill that speaks to governance and leadership route in the health system, and that's the National Health Act. And basically, it's on this that a lot of deliverables that we are using are sitting on. One of it is the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund that became implementable in 2019 after President Muhammadu Buhari signed it into law in 2017. The journey actually took Nigeria like 10 years before that bill became an act. And well, it came to Oyo State in 2021, and it has given birth to a lot of things. Well, it is on that the sector-wide approach is now leveraging. And the story of the SWAP cannot be narrated without mentioning some impacts. That is the National Health Sector Strategic Innovations and Initiatives. That's NHSRII. You know, it was a coalition of different actionable points across or among all the 36 governors in the Federation, including the FCT Minister of State. They came together with development partners through the federal government. They signed a compact. And you know, it was now discovered that, okay, what do we use to drive this compact? And that was how sector-wide approach came on board. And looking at the principle of SWAP, the aim is just to, one, bring together all the actors across their system. Number two, you know, by the time you bring all the actors together, using the principle of one plan, one budget, one report, one conversation, and one voice. As a matter of fact, this is the first country globally that will be engaging that principle. Less than a year that Nigerian has started SWAP, countries like some African countries like Tanzania, Malawi, they've come to understudy us. Even Kenya, what we are doing, because you know it has been bringing forth better health indices.
That's really the result.
Even something that is now up to 2 years. Because what SWAP is preaching precisely is, you know, we want to see how all the actors, the stakeholders in their sector, how they come together to have just only one plan. They will come together, you know, I would know what you are doing in your sector, you know what I'm doing. So such platform also encourages transparency and even accountability. Right. So, and you know, the best part of SWAP is the incentive part. You know, it's now becoming a form of competition among states. That if you were able to achieve all these, we call them disbursement-linked indicators. You know, there is actually a project.
Your achievement will determine what you get.
So, once you achieve this, your state government, through the State Ministry of Health, will have access to this fund. And we are talking about funds in dollars now, not just only in naira. So it's now becoming so competitive. Last year, some challenge award were done, and of course, in the southwest, or your state couldn't win any trophy. We are working eagerly this year. By December, Oyo will come up and win a lot of awards, because it's even showing in our
indicators
metrics.
are there.
The indicators are there, and we are already meeting up with what we are expected to do.
All right, let's talk about MAMI. It's an approach that you are also, it's an initiative which you are currently embarking upon. And when we talk about MAMI, what are the challenges that necessitated and motivated the creation of MAMI?
Yes, like I said, sector-wide approach came with different reforms. One of it is the OP project that I have just highlighted. It also comes with the National Health Fellowship Program. That's also another initiative. Whereby we have young Nigerians being recruited to assist in their system. But let me quickly speak to MAMI. MAMI means Maternal and Neonatal Mortality Reduction and Initiative. And sadly, throughout the world, Nigeria is ranking third among the poor performing nations in terms of maternal indices. Currently, from the 2018 NDHS, Nigeria still have more than 500 deaths, maternal deaths, in 100,000 live births. That's just even the average. It's even worse in some places, even in the country. We have more than 1,000 in some part of the country. And, this is so abysmal. This is not encouraging. It's putting us among the Committee of Nations that have negative and poor maternal health indices. So what do we want to do? The Federal Ministry of Health, through the SWAP Coordinating Office, had to sit down and look at, okay, where are these indices coming from? And it's been discovered that of all the 774 local governments, we have 172 local governments that contributes more than 55% of maternal. So there's high burden of maternal death and even newborn death in this area. Well, unfortunately, in Oyo State, we have 4 of those local governments too. So what does SWAP want to do from the SWAP Coordinator Office at the national, the Federal Ministry of Health, down to the state SWAP office? We want to actually look through to what are the problems. And, it has been devised that there are 5 major delays. I remember when we were in medical school, we were taught about 3 delays. But now, it has been known that we have 5 major delays that contribute to maternal death. One of which is, there is delay in even making a decision. That is, okay, people want to go to the hospital probably for cultural or socio-cultural reasons. They would not even decide to go. So that is already even killing some of our pregnant women and even causing death of the unborn children. The second delay is, is delay in accessing care. That is, by the time you even make up your mind that you want to go to the hospital or wherever there is a better health system, before you get there, probably because of one of reasons like, poor access, physical access, there can even be there can be financial inaccessibility when, someone cannot even afford
to go to an
because hospital. It has been discovered some years back that Nigerians' out-of-pocket expenditure in terms of healthcare financing is very high. It used to be around 64, though it's coming down now with the effort of the sector-wide approach. So the third delay is when you get to the facility itself now, delay in access, the delay in receiving care. So those were the 3 delays that we were limited to initially until recently when we discovered that we have another delay that we call delay in taking responsibilities. That is, when some actions took place in the hospital, who are we going to hold accountable? And lastly, we have delay in coordination of interventions. That is, okay, we have different interventions that speaks to all these problems. How do we coordinate it? So those are the different approach or the delays that SWOP has discovered that is increasing maternal death. Now, how do sector-wide approach want to tackle this through MAMI? Don't forget that I said earlier that MAMI is just one of the reforms of the sector-wide approach. Precisely, there are 6 strategic initiatives that want to address all these 5 delays. And I'm quickly going to, mention go through it. The first one is we want to, reduce physical and financial, we want to rather increase physical and financial access. And how do we do that? By encouraging more of health insurance. Currently, when NHIS started in 2005, the program was crawling until recently. Nigeria started with Ghana that year. After 15 years, Ghana was able to record about 69% coverage, and Nigeria was still crawling within less than 8% at that time. But with the introduction of sector-wide approach, majorly emphasizing on each state to have the health insurance agency, and financial access has been increased because different programs have now come that try to cushion the effect of out-of-pocket system, try to pay for some people. The state government is really doing a lot here. And that's why in the radar of performance nationally, Oyo State Health Insurance is one of the best performing agency in the country. So we want to increase financial access. We want to reduce the geographical barrier by making sure that there is better accessibility to the healthcare facilities. Currently, Oyo State just onboarded an agency which will take charge of medical and ambulatory services. We call it SEMSA. Okay. So, of course, one of the solutions in this area that SWOP is encouraging to enhance MAMI is, to increase the network of the ambulance services. So the second approach is community programming and innovations. We want to make people to be aware the dangers of not attending the hospitals. The problem we have when, we are having the delay in making decision on itself. So we want to engage all the community, and also by then we want to encourage the government to recruit more community health workers. Currently, the Federal Ministry of Health through the National Primary Health Care Development Agency navigating to our state primary health care board, they are recruiting currently. Okay. Community health workers. All these are, SWOP approach to combat MAMI. So by the time we have community workers around, and we also strengthen our referral system, that is, we try to consolidate and make relationship with our traditional birth attendants. By that time, they will be able to refer as appropriate. Because, giving birth there is even contributing negatively to our statistics. There's a metrics that we used to assess that we call the skill birth attendance. So by the time, our skill birth attendance is improving in the state, then we are also crashing. Number 3 is by the use of data. That's another route that MAMI wants to come into play. 4, we want to also do what we call health system programming by building more hospitals. There are some concurrent projects going on. We call the first one is BMONC project, that is building of hospitals that have the capacity to address basic emergency and newborn care. And also there is also another category that we call the CMONC. That's just that speaks more to the secondary healthcare facilities, whereby they will upgrade their standard to holding issues around comprehensive emergency and newborn care. Currently, as I talk, the federal government and the state government has collaborated to upgrade about 4 general hospitals in Oyo State, starting from General Hospital Okeo, that's in Kajola local government. And also as we talk, the state government has even done a lot in the primary health care, and they are also consolidating it by doing what we call revitalization, that is, to improve the services of existing health facilities. And also that is not only the positive gain. There is currently an ongoing recruitment of health workers to consolidate that. So I think I've highlighted about 4 of our strategy from. The 5th one is, we call them the enablers. You know, there should be a better enabling environment that would really speak more to their system. And lastly, SWAP wants to use its approach. We call that the SWAP aligning principles. To align together all of this, you know, is more of the leadership and the governance pack, whereby all the stakeholders come together to do one planning, to do one report, and, you know, to do conversation. 2 weeks ago, we were in Oyo Town, whereby all the health leaders came together to discuss more on pertinent and germane issues as regards in health. So SWAP will use all this to strengthen the system to reducing maternal deaths.
Dr. Lua Tumishe, before we go, because our time is fast spent on the show, we have just about 30 seconds to finish this. Now, let's talk about acceptability.
All right.
How are mothers and families in these communities which your outreach is going to, how are they receiving this approach to what you have extended to them?
The most important thing is orientation. By the time you let them know that they have nothing to lose, they are not paying, because by expanding the financial accessibility, by improving their health insurance, now a program that we call CMONC will start to onboard, whereby all pregnant women will be registered under the health insurance. So by the time we're able to do better advocacy, people keep into it, and, you know, the aim of sector-wide approach is being achieved.
Dr. Lua Tumishe, this is a conversation that will continue some other time. Our time is fast spent on the show, but I'm sure our viewers really enjoyed what you have brought on the show, and of course your insight and contribution on the show so far today. We'll have you some other time. Thank you for joining us on the show this wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
All right, as we have seen, the health of a people and the politics that govern them are deeply intertwined. From reducing maternal and newborn mortality through innovative health reforms to navigating the ever-evolving political chessboard of Oyo State. Tonight's conversation reminds us that progress requires both strong systems and responsive leadership. This has been the Poliscope on Dominion Television Ibadan. Until we come your way again, I am Samson Balogun, reminding you that politics is not just about power, it's about the people. Good night from here.